Manchester United 4, Everton 0. A solid win, a really important win that sets the mood ahead of that so important game against the Gunners on Wednesday. However, I do agree with Ruben Amorim when he said that while this being a solid win, it still left a lot to be desired, a lot that we can improve on. In fact, I attribute this win to two main factors. The first one being the intelligence, sharpness and deadly efficiency from the Manchester United players in key moments of the game. And the second one being a few tactical missteps from Sondijk, as well as a few mistakes from their centre back. So without any further ado, let's analyze. All right, so let's get started with this tactical analysis video, and let's start by talking about the setup of both Everton and Manchester United. Of course, now spoiler alert, I don't think that there was anything particularly interesting about the tactics that were involved in this game. Of course, Manchester United played the usual, 3-4-3 formation, with Everton playing, a 4-2-3-1 formation. However, the player who actually attracted my attention is, of course, Dwight McNeil over here, who, of course, is a wide player. Therefore, he's actually much more inclined to gravitate towards moving into these wide areas right here. And the problem with that is that Everton were actually pretty light in midfield. And this is kind of a tactical misstep from Sondijk, because a lot of times you'd have McNeil and Lindstrom with Ashley Young over here without really anyone covering these midfield areas, with Doucouré being a box-to-box midfielder who actually likes to make runs into the box. A lot of times they would end up being like this in the attacking phase with crosses coming in from the right. But of course, one of the strengths of the 3-4-3 system is that you have three centre-backs with at least one defensive midfielder in front of them. Therefore, we were able to actually deal with these balls with ease. I understand the logic behind playing someone like Beto to kind of bully, the likes of Mazraoui or Lisandro Martinez, who are not very good in the air. But of course, this actually ended up backfiring against Everton, because they left a lot of spaces in midfield, which of course players like Casemiro and especially Zirkzee, who has been impressive this game, really playing as that false nine, were able to exploit. And this particular tactical misshape is actually what directly has led to Manchester United's first goal, that beautiful Rashford goal from the corner. And so here now, let's analyze some footage. So here, as you can see, of course, these are the three midfielders for Everton. And as you can see here, Dwight McNeil is actually kind of stuck in between the Manchester United defensive structure, with, of course, the forwards here, Zirkzee, Rashford, and Bruno Fernandes all dropping in. And then, as you can see, Dwight McNeil makes runs into the wide areas, with Doucouré making runs towards the box. This kind of leaves Everton in a situation where they're quite light in midfield, preferring to actually use a lot of wing play rather than play centrally. But actually, if you think about it, Manchester United are actually weak through the middle. And in fact, Everton's best chance, that Beto chance when he went round Onana and shot at goal and missed it by, inches, came actually through the midfield, because our midfield is kind of our weak area. And especially with the 3-4-3 system, with just two deep-lying midfielders, the 3-4-3 system tend to be quite light centrally. So here I think that Sondijk probably missed the trick. And as you can see here, the Manchester United back three are pretty much well equipped to deal with any threat that Everton has on the box. Of course, Ashley Young comes in with a cross. Now, as you can see, because Doucouré overcommitted into this run into the box, Dwight McNeil is still in a wide area. That means there was nobody in midfield except Gay, who is the defensive midfielder. This left a lot of space and time for Casemiro to pick out this pass towards Rashford. As you can see here, great corner, great set piece from Manchester United. This reminds me of that amazing Paul Scholes volley from the edge of the box, corner from David Beckham. That was against Bradford back in the heyday of Manchester United. This was a beautifully executed set piece, both from Bruno Fernandes and from Marcus Rashford, with this beautiful, wonderful smashing finish into the net. But while the first goal was actually due to Everton's tactical misstep, the second goal was pure Ruben Amorim. In fact, I made a video. My last video was about how Manchester United are struggling to adapt to what Ruben Amorim requires of them and how they're supposed to defend as a team. But this game has been amazing. Our defensive structure and the way we pressed was way much improved compared to what we've seen in the past 2 games. And as you can see here, because one of the concepts of Ruben Amorim is that he wants to create balance, in that he wants his players to play aggressively and to press aggressively without compromising their defensive shape. And so what we're going to see here, and the way he does it, is by having some players, select players, attacking and pressing with aggression while the others keeping the shape. So here in this sequence, what we have is Marcus Rashford being that trigger, that player who instigates the press, but all of the other players remain in place. Same thing here. We do have quite a few of our forwards and midfielders just maintaining the shape, but then it's going to be Diallo over there who instigates the press, and he's quite aggressive with it, quite intense. And as you can see, actually here, Branthwaite is left-footed. It's very hard for him to actually move back. His reaction time was not fast enough. But also, as you can see, most of the other Everton players, Ghana is taken. This player right here is, that would be quite a risky pass with Bruno Fernandes in there. So, of course, quick press from Amad Diallo that, of course, does not afford Branthwaite a lot of time to react. And then we find ourselves in this situation where, of course, all Bruno Fernandes has to do is to lay down a pass for Zirkzee. And 2 players who were involved in this sequence, Zirkzee and Amad Diallo, have been extremely impressive this game. And Zirkzee, I mean, look, we got to talk about Zirkzee because I've made many videos about Zirkzee. Obviously, in this goal, this was the 3rd goal where Amad Diallo and Rashford obviously ended up being the assist provider and goal scorer. However, this goal would not have been possible without Zirkzee. And this is what I love about him. And this is why I think players of this profile are extremely valuable. I made a lot of videos about him when he was back in Bologna, saying we need to bring in this player into the Manchester United setup, mainly because of this. Because he's an amazing link-up player, and there are not many Manchester United players who can do this. He controls the ball with his right lap. Look at that no-look pass into the path of Amad Diallo. This is just a wonderful, wonderful pass. And then here, Amad Diallo is in a situation where him and Marcus Rashford can attack the space. Now, Marcus Rashford makes an amazing run. As I've said in the intro, it's about being intelligent with the movement and being efficient and deadly in key moments of the game. And this was definitely a key moment of the game. This is what completely killed the game and completely quashed any chance for Everton to get back in the game. But here again, the impressive Amad Diallo with this beautiful, it's just the right pass at the right time. And that's a beautiful team goal from Manchester United. And as I've said again in the intro, is that the reason why we won is because of our decision making. Here, Casemiro, this is something that I've been talking about a lot, which is we need intelligence in the team. And here what Casemiro does is that, well, maybe it's because we were already 3-0 up. Maybe he's not feeling the pressure. Maybe he can afford to take a little bit of a risk. But usually what you see from Manchester United players is that they would just clear it into row Z from these situations and just give the ball back to the opposition, who would just go and create wave after wave of attack. But here what Casemiro does is that he plays it into the path of Amad Diallo, who finds himself in this situation. By the way, Amad Diallo, you've seen it doing it against PAOK in the Europa League. So this is definitely a key strength of his game. He's definitely very good when it comes to pressing. He's really intelligent in the sense that he can identify those options, but he can attack with aggression and intensity without committing a foul. And that's actually a great, great skill to have. Here, Amad Diallo. Cheers, mate. This is for you. By the way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, it doesn't cost you anything to just give it the thumbs up, guys. It's extremely important. If you want to support the channel, this is the best way you can support it at this moment. So anyway, Amad Diallo finds himself in a situation where he can lay down a pass again, just as he did with Marcus Rashford. He just plays the right ball at the right time with the right weight. This is just perfection from Amad Diallo. Great, great performance. By the way, guys, if you want me to make a video that is dedicated to Amad Diallo and focused mainly on his performance against Everton, please just let me know in the comment section below. Just post a comment, let me know, and I'll definitely do it. And then this was just a great way to end the game. Beautiful night from Manchester United. Doubles in assists from 2 players and doubles in goals from 2 other players. Great result, and just the right result to actually put us in the right mood ahead of that game against Arsenal. So all in all, this was actually quite a solid performance from Manchester United and a very, very important result. But there are other things that we've also learned from this performance by Manchester United against Everton. And it is the fact that over the past 3 games, Ruben Amorim's first 3 games at the helm at Manchester United, there has been clear improvement from game to game. Against Ipswich, we looked kind of like an Erik Ten Hag team playing in 3-4-3 shape. We didn't really see much Amorim ball. In the second game in the Europa League against Boda Glimt, we looked better. We kept the ball a little bit better. We were better in possession. And that second Højlund goal was pure Amorim football. But then now in this game against Everton, we pressed just like an Amorim team. If you check my video, the one that I've just posted a day ago, showing you how Manchester United presses currently under Amorim and how Sporting presses under Amorim, and showing you how we can improve the way we press. Against Everton, we saw a lot of that, and those are positives. And so what this shows us is that Ruben Amorim is definitely a manager who is taking us somewhere. We do have a clear identity. The players are really buying into his footballing philosophy. And this is great. It's a great time to be a Manchester United fan. More reason for us to be optimistic ahead of that Gunners game, but also to be optimistic in general. Ruben Amorim has brought back the joy of being a Manchester United supporter. Let's see how this lasts, and also let's see how the team evolves over the next few fixtures. I hope that you've enjoyed this tactical analysis video. Until next time, cheers.